Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today. Thanks for tuning back in. Man, I got some type of a bug, some type of a flu bug or something going on right now. Tried to get through the video here and get back and maybe get to bed, but I wanted to put the video out so you guys would have your daily video. So today's topic is I want to talk about significant others, whether it be your husband, your wife, your life partner, your whatever partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, doesn't really matter your how you identify, just your significant other, and the importance that they play in your bass fishing, and the importance that you play in their life by exposing them to bass fishing, because it's difficult, guys. I'm telling you right now, it is not difficult. It is not easy to be in a relationship with a bass fisherman. It's challenging for everybody involved, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice that I've learned the hard way and that I've observed, and just I got some pretty good info on that. I think it might help you guys avoid some heartache down the road. But anyway, real quick, I just wanted to do the weekly reminder. You guys are interested in a new or used boat, guys, go check out Boatworks in Springfield, Missouri, up at Lake of the Ozarks. I'll include a link in the description. They got a full line of skeeter boats that I'm using: Camus, Bass Cat, Express. And these dudes, like I said, they fish too. They're tournament fishermen, the guys that own the shop. So not a better place to buy a boat if you guys are looking. And we got the great Baitworks tackle store. You guys can get you some Blocked Old School jigs there. So I'll include the link in the description there. So anyway, guys, let's talk a little bit about significant others. And like I said right off the bat, it is tough to be in a relationship with a bass fisherman. And I always say, if you're serious about your fishing, if you guys out there are serious about bass fishing, and especially if you want to make a career out of it, my biggest advice is do not get into a relationship. Be single, because you are going to be able to focus so much better on your fishing. You're not going to have the distractions, and if you're serious about it, and especially if you're young, stay single. Don't get the partner, because that's just a lot of stuff that goes with that. But that being said, most people don't want to stay single. Most people want some type of a partner. So it doesn't make any difference in this if we're talking about whatever identity that you have. Everybody's gonna has a partner to some extent. And the thing about that, guys, when you're dealing with bass fishing and you're dealing with picking a partner, or you're in the courting stages of a partnership, and if you're serious about your fishing, one of the first things that you need to do before you enter a relationship is you need to make it extremely clear, with no doubt whatsoever, about what your commitment level is to bass fishing. Everybody has a different commitment level. You need to be honest. The other person deserves complete honesty with that. Don't be dishonest and try to tell them that, yeah, you fish a little bit and then you guys get hooked up and then you're gone fishing all the time. You need to make it very clear about what your intentions are for the short term and the long term in the sport. And that right there, it will save you so much heartache down the road. Not only you, but the person you're involved with too. So clarify that. So that being said, guys, and I'll talk basically from a male bass fishing perspective. And there's a lot of difference out there. I'm not trying to discriminate, because I don't care if you're a female bass fisherman with a female partner or a male partner. I don't care what your identity is. I'm just talking about a partner in general. But for the sake of this video, I'll refer to it like that, because most people that watch this video are males. So anyway, the thing about that, guys, is you need to really pick and choose somebody that is going to be accepting to your bass fishing, especially if you have a tournament aspirations and where you're going to be traveling. Because, guys, I'm telling you right now, life as a touring professional bass fisherman, and there's nobody that knows better than me, is it's tough, man. It is tough on a relationship. It's tough being away from home. I don't care if your significant other travels with you or if they stay home. It's tough regardless, because what happens is when you are a bass angler, the person that you're with they're going to have to sacrifice something in there. A lot of times they sacrifice some of their own identity to give you the ability to go out and fish. Because say for example, if you've got a girlfriend or a wife or whatever like that, and you want to fish tournaments, and they have to make the decision if they're going to travel with you or stay at home, there's got to be, you give up a part of yourself a little bit by doing that and supporting the other person. Now that's okay if it's mutually beneficial to that relationship, because what you have to do is, if you find somebody, a significant other, that is willing to support your fishing and is willing to encourage you to go out and live your dream and fish, you have got to be willing to reciprocate that to that other person. And when I'm talking about that, if you fish every weekend, if you're fishing some local circuit, or if you're just gone fishing, or if you're whatever, tournament fisherman, when you're home, you need to be with that person. And you don't need to be, when deer season rolls around, after you've been fishing for 150 days a year, you don't need to be climbing up into a deer stand for another 30 days or getting on the golf course or something like that. You need to spend time with your significant other and not make it all about yourself. I mean, that's the only way it's going to work out, unless you've got somebody that is just does not care one way or another what you do, which is pretty rare. So I think that the big thing with that is you have to be empathetic to the person that you're in that relationship with, that they're okay with the time that you're spending together, and they're okay with the time that you spend away. And if you find somebody like that, if you find somebody that's willing to encourage you and support you, and they realize that without fishing, then that you're sort of a shell of a person if you don't have fishing, number one, they have to realize that, because if they don't realize that, there's going to be a tremendous amount of resentment on one person's part. Because what you have to realize, guys, is there's, when you're talking about killing is not just actually taking somebody's life. Killing can be in the form of taking somebody's dream away from them. So if you have a dream of accomplishing certain things in bass fishing, and you have a person that you're a partner with that basically erodes and takes away that dream, for their own interests, that's not a relationship that's going to work out. The resentment that's going to pile up as a result of that will destroy that relationship eventually. So you have got to find somebody that is supportive and realizes that you do have a dream, and they have to encourage that. But again, at the same time, if you're fortunate to find somebody like that, and there's not many women out there like that, I can tell you right now, if you find somebody that's like that, you have got to be able to put it back into that relationship. So you're going to have to make a sacrifice as well. You're not going to have the free time that you had before. Like I said, you can't go out and fish every weekend, and you can't go out and, build deer stands and spend all fall long out in the deer woods, or every weekend on the golf course or whatever. You just can't do that anymore. It's just not going to work. So I guess the biggest piece of advice I want to give you guys out there is be careful with the people that you choose. Take your time. Don't get in a rush. Be clear with that person. That person deserves respect. That person, your significant other, guys, has just as much a right to have a fulfilling life on this planet as you do. You have no right into undermining or taking away the human experience that comes with your partner. You don't have the right to do that. So that's got to be clear amongst both people before you enter into a relationship. So like I said, given that, guys, that's just a little bit of tips and advice that I've learned out there. Given that, you have to just be really smart with what you're doing. You have to make decisions. You have to make tough decisions one way or the other. And that's the only way it's going to work out, or you will go through some heartache. I can guarantee you, I can assure you, not only will you go through emotional heartache, you will go through something that undermines how successful you are in fishing too, because it will distract you from that. So anyway, guys, just a quick video. Hope you guys are doing good, and we'll talk later. See you.